Our people have always had a strong love affair with the popular Calypso art form and its many exponents, from our first ever Calypso King Kush to King Elimat to King Conris, who continue to mirror the society through their social commentaries in song.
I'll fight the Russians, just say you'll be
non-reading public, they were made aware of what was going on in the society at the time. It was also an avenue for the slaves to entertain themselves as well as the masses. And one of the things that I read, one history book that I was teaching a class, and it made me aware that yes, Calypso can be that tool to even make mockery of other people without even their knowledge. And one of the things I saw where a planter listened to a calypso done by the slaves, and they said they were actually poking fun at him, and he didn't know, and he was singing along with whatever the refrain was, not knowing he was the person the slaves were referring to.
I cannot change from Calypso. It's a storytelling. So when you develop a problem, you tell me, and I don't like a song. And I tell them what you say. That's Calypso. I will never change from Calypso. But there are too much politics in Carnival Calypso. So what we need, if they want to see what I said in my song, that same song I sang year before, I told them, let Calypsonians sing what they want to sing. Ooh la la, ooh la la. Let politicians listen what they say. Ooh la la. You gotta listen what people say, because the Calypso art form is saying what people are saying. You got to listen what the Calypso is saying.
Before you go on a talk on the radio, show me your trophy. Show me you don't do the thing that you're going to know. Show me your trophy. Show me that you have your solutions.
The pressure that I get from Calypso is being able to match or better what I've done before, because I can't be concerned with what I can't control what other people produce. I can control what I produce. So the pressure on me is not necessarily to win, but to be able to have my songs playing all year round, to be able to have persons like you wanting to use my song for a dance. Those are the things, those are the kind of pressures I have when I'm writing a song. I don't want the song to ever die, you know, and I don't want to just make a song and it plays for Christmas and that's it. I want my songs to play throughout.
To address the stage attire, we have what they call stage wear. When you go out on stage as an entertainer, especially a Calypsonian who respects the art form, where you come on, you're properly dressed. If you're in costume for a particular theme, you present that. But apart from that, you make sure you're properly attired, because the Calypsonian over the years has had to fight to get the respect of society at large. There was a time when the Calypsonian was an old broken down person who came on stage, who was thought to be in the rum shops, a person, second class citizen, etc., and not looked upon with any kind of regard at all. And there are those who went ahead of us who have to fight to get that respect.
We treat some just like criminals and show them in jail, but we worship in the culprits who must sin with hell. Mental cases, oh Lord, sometimes I feel to run.
I think that the Calypsonians of today need to honor that. So one of the reasons why, when I come on stage, I am respected for the way I present myself as a Calypsonian, because a Calypsonian is not just a person who just walk off the street, come on stage and sing a song. He must know his calling. It's bigger than him. It's a culture. It's sent back to the protest from the plantation, and he must know his role. that you must dress the part. That's why I try to bring to the stage.
There are 4 hospitals in my nation, 17 health centers between the islands.
In those days, entertainment was a skeptical thing. Persons saw entertainers as drunkards, maybe drug addicts. God, let's be realistic. There were many great entertainers who turned to drugs, and that is something still happening today. Some turn drunkards, and many persons had a serious concern. They weren't too concerned about our abilities, because by then that was already proven. So I think that was the only hope, that they figured we were capable. But the other things that goes along with the entertainment world, they were very much concerned about. But we did overcome that though, because through hard work and persistence, we encourage other groups here to take that path. Not all was as successful, but they at least tried.
One thing I must say, I was never one to play just local music. I listened to all types of music from all the islands. So wherever we went to play, I would try to find out what music is playing locally. Even if it's a pop song like Keep It Coming Love or Shake Your Booty, I would play those songs, but I would add a Caribbean flavor. As a matter of fact, I did record Shake Your Booty, and it played in New York radio station. It was in #1 in New York for about 6 weeks, my version. And then we did the same thing with Keep It Coming Love, not a School in the Gang songs. And so I always played a little bit of American and a little bit of, Caribbean songs. I played something for everybody. So we were always well received because I was very quick, still very quick, and I was musically savvy to know that people must be pleased with what you sing and what you play. That's why they say I'm the best band leader to come out of the islands. Sincerely, man.
It was real exciting in those times because people were doing it more for the fun and for the love of it. We used to see people come from Gingerland, Chubby and those boys used to come from Gingerland and practice. Don't get to practice until 2 o'clock in the morning. And when they finished their walk back home, they was so much in love with it. For us, it was real fun. And the prices then was not much. I remember the Calypso King in 1976 got $150. And who came first on up, get $75. But to us, it was fun. It was a big moment. It was basically a chance for us to be somebody in 76 because, in them days, you come first on up, there's a lot of fame, a lot of fans, a lot of girls rushing you become popular. So it was more for that we used to sing rather than the money. But then we had the real love for the art form. And people used to come, and it was a real camaraderie where you find all Calypsonians. We talk, we hug up. We used to laugh at each other Calypso, praise each other Calypso when it's good. And it was great fun in them days.
But those in the sunshine, trying their best to convince the world that everything is fine, and they have crime under control.
No, I don't even know if I still have a talent to sing Calypso. But it's something that I wanted to do to be popular. I found out at an early age that girls like people that could play football and cricket and things. I wasn't too bad in the cricket, I couldn't play football. And so they like people that sing. And I decided to try singing. And so yeah, I was about 20 years old when I decided to try it. It was a colossal failure, let me tell you. It was a school show. And I had 2 songs to sing. One was by Sparrow, a song called Jordan, We Are Going Down. Jordan, We're Gonna Walk the Heavenly Road. See, you can't even recognize the tune there. Because that is how badly I sounded, But there was a song that was written for me by my brother. And it was a song about school life, and that is what resurrected my career, or probably established it, because I failed so miserably in singing that Sparrow song that they pulled the screen on me. No, unless a mortal would have perished, I'd say I would never go up there again. But I said, no man, I did something wrong. I believe I can do it again. And Bob Hull, I don't know if you know Bob Hull. He used to work at Scotiabank. He's a great guitarist, man. And Bob came by me and practiced me during the intermission, and he said, Magnus was my Calypso name at that time. He said, Magnus, boy, you really got to go back out there. And I said, yeah, man, I feel bad. So when I came back out, they started laughing, Magnus, like it's a puppy shot thing. Yeah, laugh time again. You know, but I hit them with that local song with school affairs, a little nigger business and thing. Oh, yeah. And then I decided, this is it. I'm no turning back for me after that. Well, actually, that wasn't even when I was 20. That's when I was in school, so I was about 16 or so at that time. And I determined after that, I'm going to be a Calypsonian, come hell or high water.
Way back when, I remember going into a competition and placing first runner-up and getting $200, and that was a lot of money. But you know, after a lot of agitation, because in those days we really sang for the love of it, and money was not a big issue. It really wasn't a big issue. One loved it to please the crowd, to please your fans, to be appreciated, to get rounds of applause, and to have your road match being played on the road, because in those days the road match came from the Calypsonians. The Calypso with the great bounce and the steady beats and that the attractive lyrics that could be repeated became the road march. I myself had a road march one year, but Lord Mike's more often than not went with the road march, and one year Lord Esso did. But one appreciated if you were a Judge the Road March winner, and just the satisfaction of walking the streets and hearing the band play your road march, for me it was a great satisfaction. You know, one didn't look so much at the money. It was more the love of it and being able to make the contribution and pleasing the fans.
You know, Calypso has a lot to do with the society. It can make people better, and that's my part. I don't want Calypso that is going to pull down whether a country or an individual. When that Calypso finishes, or when you come to the end of it, you should be able to say, I understand what he's saying. And he's talking sense, you know, or singing sense if you want to put it that way. When I hear comments like that, I feel good about the role of Calypso in society, that it is sensitizing the populace, sensitizing the nation, making people aware of what is going on, whether good, bad, or indifferent. But it's the way it is put over that is important to me.
You are the shepherd, we are the sheep.
We had a topic, really, that we had to sing on, which was about the historical importance of 1973. And that is what the name of my song was, Historical Importance. At the time, there was we had netball champion. St. Kitts were netball champions of the Caribbean.
Of course.
Right. And then Elimat's band won the Bandorama champions in Trinidad, championship, and we also had the Prince of Wales came to St. Kitts and opened the Prince of Wales Bastion and so on at Brimstone Hill. So there was a lot of historical importance in 1973, but everybody was singing about these things. So I looked at it and said, well, okay, I mean, you're singing about band, which the band win this year, next year they could lose, nations would rise and fall, the netball also, we can lose. But I said, I mean, what about, let us think about the energy crisis, because the energy crisis, the scarcity of oil would affect us, on a major scale. And also there was a murder that took place in the Federation in Nevis, which was the Samuel Jones murder, which was the first case that Scotland Yard detectives had to come, to investigate. and I said, you know, these are very serious, you know, business that we need to consider. So I was criticizing the other Calypsonians, saying that they don't really know what is true history. You know, we should focus on these things because no other Calypsonians mentioned. You know, so it was controversial. You know.